Hey, a lot of students working with ratio problems get stumped when they find themselves with two fractions on opposite sides of an equal sign. So let's show you how to plow right through that kind of a barrier. Okay, so let's say this is our beastie of a problem. When you have fractions that are standing across an equal sign, the way to unwind this is cross multiply. If you haven't watched my initial video on cross multiplication, go ahead and click this link here. Otherwise, we're going to jump ahead. So put those loops on your problem, multiply up the loops. So 5x times 15x equals, and 33 times 22 equals, and the equal sign still stays between them. Final step to get the x squared all by itself is divide both sides by 75. And now to get x by itself, we square root both sides. Okay, so now, if you have not watched my video on how to work with square roots, take a look at that. But otherwise, let's go ahead and start to simplify by seeing what we can factor out of top and bottom. So I started with the easier one first. 75 is 3 times 5 times 5, and 726. Let's start to pack that apart. And some of it I can do from knowing that it was made up of a 33 times a 22. So a 33 is a 3 times an 11, and a 22 is a 2 times an 11. Okay, first thing I see is top and bottom, there's a 3 in both. I can get rid of that under the square root sign. Okay, next thing I see is that there's an 11 times an 11 on the top and a 5 times a 5 on the bottom. So I can pull that out, leaving me with 11 times the square root of 2 on the top and 5 technically times the square root of 1, which is just 1 on the bottom. And don't forget, when you square root, you have a plus or minus on the outside. So that is using cross multiplication and simplifying a square root to get to the end of our problem there. Okay, take a look at my video on simplifying square roots and radicals. Take a look at my video on cross multiplication. Take a look at my video on ratios, which puts all of this into practice. And as always, keep on mathing.